does that debunk the fact that...
he just read it.
Where's your proof that $150 million was offered from Bibi Netanyahu?
No, I'm referring...
Where is the proof?
Please do not get...
No, because I didn't want to cover this, and you guys insisted. And I told you, you cover this shit, I'm going to rip you apart. Where is the proof?
So, guys, I did cover this episode of her take. I mean, it is extraordinary to watch. Jillian Michaels actually stormed off the show. She actually quit the show. She quit the show because they were talking about Israel. So, I don't know. She could have her own podcast, I guess, because she talk about everything. She could talk about everything surrounding Israel. Maybe like she'll talk about the left and the right. Exactly. While we get ready to go to war with Iran, she could just focus on the left and the right. That's always a good one to fall back on. And why she's a gay person who thinks that transgenderism isn't good, but actually she's not fully opposed to it, whatever. So when this happened, I remember saying, I was like, she should just tell us she's Jewish. It would just be easier. PBD has weighed in on it. There's been a lot going on. And then there was so much going on that I did not stay focused on this topic. But I want to come back to it. So I am. So, guys, right off the bat, I'm going to ask if you can please hit the like button. Please give me a long duration. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Because technically this topic would be considered over. I don't consider it over because this is something that we need to talk about, period, with people who are on podcasts, who are, who are supposedly giving us information, but have their biases and everything. Just be transparent, because this was the craziest thing. And we'll look at this again, but I want you guys to see, apparently Patrick David reacted to it and had some words. So let's see, because that's their boss. Let's just get right to the clips.
Well, Rob, if you want to go to it, there was an incident that happened, and her take is one of the shows that we're very excited about. Quite frankly, I built this show as the EP because I think we need this in 27, 28. And our team, when we started the show, I said one thing to my entire executive team: let's see if we can get this thing off the ground, because the hardest part about these types of shows is getting everybody to get along, because it's going to get feisty, it's going to get hot, it's going to have challenges, it's going to have issues, things are going to happen. And this last week on the show, Rob, if you can go to, right, you know where it's at.
So to look at the whole thing, I'm going to get to the part where she pretty much storms off.
Means and purposes, and lying about the nature of his relationship with Charlie Kirk, because Charlie Kirk didn't like Netanyahu, just like any warm-blooded American shouldn't. Netanyahu is a bad guy, and he wanted to make it seem like, no, we were all great, we were good, we had a great relationship. Little did we know, behind the scenes, there was a lot of pressure toward
ends up
Netanyahu.
being about how do we bash Israel. This is not for me. I'm not interested in this.
Okay,
I love you guys.
I'm sorry. Let's be good. Let's be good about precious Israel. Let the country commit a genocide. Yeah. Okay.
Zero. I think you guys are great. I fundamentally disagree with you about every show doing this. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So can we...
Real quick, when somebody says they fundamentally disagree with you, this means that it isn't their bone to disagree with what even if you bring facts, okay? That's what made me say, I was like, this girl has to be Jewish. And I do have a article, and I'll show you proof. Just stick with me.
So you can pause it right there. So obviously the back and forth, the conversation that's happening, maybe one too many F-bombs. I remember one time I was on Young Turks the day after Trump won, and I said shit. And then Ana corrected me and said, Hayden, says, you can't say a word like, oh, well, okay, sounds good, because, TV, okay, fine, no problem. But anyways, so this happens, and they walk off. And then Ana Kasparian goes later on, and I think she reacts to the show on the incident that took place and gives her thoughts, and she's kind of going through it. See, here's the thing with me. A lot of time when people say, Pat, you're funded by Mossad. Do you think Mossad would support having Ana Kasparian on one of your shows? You're Zionist. Do you think Zionists would give me money if I had Ana Kasparian?
Okay, all right. So I didn't know that he was going to take it there, because I was like, I'm not going to cut him off. I'm not going to cut him off, because I really want to get through all the taping that I have to do today. I have to cut him up. Oh, help me, God. When you are moving by deception, you will never deceive people. I'm not saying Patrick Bet-David is Mossad, works Mossad, whatever. You will never deceive people if you put a bunch of pod people on who just say great things about you and keep it there. I mean, it wouldn't take a genius to actually fund opposition, just as long as the opposition stays in the correct lane. Ana Kasparian does stay in the parameters provided to her. She talks about Netanyahu and Likud. That's it. This problem is bigger than that. But that's all she talks about. And remember, Ana Kasparian said she didn't want Nick Fuentes on any show that she's on. She's staying in parameters. Okay? So yeah, by deception we create war. That's what, like, I think it's like one of their mottos. It's deception. It's not cheerleading. This is very intricate what they do. I'm not saying he's a part of it, but that is so not. Oh my God, I wish I could be the PR for these people and be like, oh, stop the tape, stop the presses. That's not, you don't say that. It sounds dumb.
As one of the goals on a Her Take show? No! You're homophobic. You're such a thing. Do you think we would be comfortable having Jillian? She's a very openly, she's a lesbian. She's a lesbian. Met her wife, incredible wife. That we sat down, we had conversations with. Do you think we'd have a problem with that? No, none of that. We like conversations. Now, let me give feedback on this Her Take thing that took place. We're going to continue and we're going to find our team. Ladies, I mean, we had a list of 50 people that wanted the position to be the host of the show, okay? We had a list of 50 people. Narrowed down to 10, to 5, to 3, and then we chose to go with Jillian. My thoughts on this, because everyone's asking me, what's your position on this? What's your position on this? Let me tell you what I would have done differently. This is what I would have done differently. Number one, I would have walked out. Number two, I would have dropped the F-bombs a little bit, Anna. I wouldn't have done either. Number three, I would have, my position when it comes down to Israel, you guys have heard what I've said with Charlie Kirk, all that stuff, and the way we addressed it. Maybe the timing was a different timing. Maybe there was a more appropriate time to do it, not a day after the memorial to have that conversation. Maybe. Those are all disputable by the audience to dispute and argue and all that other stuff. You know what would have been ideal? And what we're having a hard time doing? How different is this than what Jimmy Kimmel is doing right now? Or the left is doing right now for not inviting anybody on the right? What I would have liked to have happened is, hey, Pat, can you do the next show with us? Come sit down and let's have a conversation together. Where are you at? And me and Anna would debate, and me and Jillian would debate. We would have the conversation, and we would move forward. But that never happened. It got to the last point. This doesn't mean we're not continuing doing what we're going to do with the show. There may be a pause on the show for us to kind of make a decision what we're doing. Anytime you started, the show is a new startup, by the way. You know, one thing about me, when you're here in the company, I don't know if you guys were at the vault, we're inside the tornado. We got a lot of things going on right now. And guess what? We freaking love it. Absolutely love it. We don't feel.
Right. I'm not going to advertise Patrick Bet-David's, conglomerate. Shout out to him. He has an empire. He's working on what he has to work on, and good for him. Okay, so do I. So I'm going to ask, actually, again, if you could like and subscribe and the notification bell. I don't have sponsors. If you guys want to hit the join button, I need to start coming out with merch, though. I do. Candace Owens has a Candace Intelligence Agency, CIA, while she is exploiting the death of Charlie Kirk. She gets to sell things and all of that. So whatever. And shout out to her too. Get your bag, PBD, everybody, get your bag. And I need to learn how to get mine, so I'm not going to advertise for his empire. I'm just simply not. Now, and the point too, first off, I have to go back to the whole, you think we're homophobic? We're not. We put a gay person on. So like, whoa, was this a diversity hire? Was Jillian Michaels a diversity hire? We doing DEI? Kills me. That would be the exact, don't tell me that that's your lifestyle, because I may not hire you because of that, because I don't want anybody to think that I'm doing diversity hires. Yeah. Now, of course, I'm not going to hate on people who, that's their lifestyle. I don't believe in bashing or anything like that, but I don't need you to be here to say that I'm a good person, okay? That goes for any group of people. Now, that's just crazy to me. That's just really crazy to me. Number two, he says, oh, maybe they shouldn't have did this. Ana Kasparian shouldn't have dropped so many F-bombs. I think she only dropped one, but it does, like, they used to doing that on TYT or something. I don't know. But And maybe we shouldn't have talked about this the day after the memorial. That wasn't her problem. You didn't play the whole thing. And this is why these people, they're so gaslighty. Like, that's why people say what they say about you. Because really, when you play the whole thing, she said, I'm tired of every conversation going back to Israel. I'm not going to be doing bashing Israel. That's what it was about. It don't matter if they had a conversation 17 days later. Furthermore, that was a conversation around that time. Everybody else was talking about it. But now we can't talk about it here because we're scared we're going to hurt Jillian Michaels, who... people don't even know the girl's Jewish, you know what I mean? Like, and because of that, like, you don't know that she's Jewish. You don't know that you hurting her because she's not being transparent about 100% who she is. But at the end of the day, like any other job I've ever had, you keep that at the door. The only person who was wrong, I don't care. And I know, oh, you're being biased because I already know. I don't care. You don't walk off like that. You don't walk off. Maybe you do and then you come back because it's still good for clicks and all that. Okay, that's fine. But walking off, because people are talking about Israel, I wouldn't walk off if people were talking trash about Haiti. The fact is, both of these countries are just melded into one. That was very unprofessional. And the fact that he can't just stick on that is why we have a problem in America today. Why supervisors are being nice to insubordinate employees, okay? They're not nice and afraid to write them up and stuff like that. That's pretty much what he just did there. Let me just find the stuff I have on her real quick. So this Sam Parker, who was always on top of getting the information. Holy smoke, Jillian Michaels is a race. Well, you know, he's not into race mixing. Race mixing, gay child, yaminin, because I can't say it like that. Jew, Lowell, what's your first reaction, fam? So I already knew she was gay, and like I knew, you know, so like Jillian Michaels marries Deshana Marie Minuto in Africa, 3 years of dating. Why y'all had to go to Africa to do that? They're not into that stuff in Africa, okay? Furthermore, so all right, here's the part, right? The heartbreaking reason Jillian Michaels is dedicated to walking or something. So she was going to go save people in Africa. I hate that whole save people in Africa kind of thing. You know what I mean? Whatever. There aren't many places in the world where a gay woman born to a Jewish mother and a Syrian father, I didn't even know she was Syrian, raising children of different ethnicities would be alive, let alone thriving. Okay, so we don't even need to get into it. This is from 2019. This is back when people were just a little bit more out there about, you know, who they were and everything else. But Michaels is not even a Syrian last name. So, like, who is this girl? Okay, who is she? But she's born to a Jewish mom. All right, so you got infinity, but you're Jewish. You are Jewish. Your mother's Jewish. It's a matriarchal thing. That's how it gets passed down. You're Jewish. I knew it because just every time somebody would talk about Israel, freaking this girl, she could not maintain her composure. Jillian, she couldn't maintain her composure. I said, this girl, she can't take it. It's because you're Jewish. Just tell people. I don't think that they should be any different though, but this is what I mean. We're going to have a nuanced take about what's going on in Palestine. I don't want people getting hurt there. I don't have much to say. I don't know much what's going on over there. And nuanced take is not nuance when you are of the lineage, right? Now you can hide behind nuanced take, and I don't know what's going on over there. Yet it's safer for you that way to act like you don't know. But the fact is, Israelis are doing what they're doing in Palestine, and you don't need to talk about it. That's fine, but can you at least keep it real with me? Because then you have people who will say like, well, maybe, you know, because we're Americans, we don't need to know, or whatever. You know, she's an American, she doesn't know what's going on. And no, she's Jewish. She chooses not to know. It's just better for her that way. And maybe for her mental health, it probably just simply is. You're not bad because you're born Jewish, okay? You're not. But this is what a lot of them do. I'm gonna stay away from it. Has nothing to do with me. But then you want to react the way you did on a show like that because it does have something to do with you. I could tell. The minute she did, I said, this girl, she like hates the way they talk about Netanyahu because I'm sure in her mind she feels like the Netanyahu is protecting her people and doing whatever it takes. You guys do that with that what you want. I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.